Okay, let's jump right into an absolutely fascinating evolution in East Asian cosmology. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to trace exactly how an incredibly ancient, abstract philosophy was quite literally transformed into a working, mechanical blueprint of the universe. We're looking at two foundational worldviews that emerged in Korea, Donghak and Daesun thought, and how they took these traditional ideas about the cosmos and radically modernized them.
So think about it. Is the universe just some grand, abstract idea? Or is it an actual working machine? It's a massive question, right? For centuries, philosophers have debated the nature of reality. But today, we're going to explore how these two distinct schools of thought answered it in completely different, yet intimately connected ways. One school looked inward, basically finding the universe inside the human heart. The other? Well, they looked at the cosmos as a colossal, functional system that is currently undergoing a massive renovation.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with the universe in 3 parts, look at Donghak's Samgye, and then explore Daesun's Samgye. After that, we'll dive into the substantive Samgye system, discuss the concept of renovating the universe, and finally wrap up by comparing Samjae and Samgye side by side.
All right, Section 1, the universe in 3 parts.
To really make sense of all this, we need to understand the baseline of traditional East Asian thought, and that brings us to Samjae, or the 3 talents. For a long time, this was the absolute core axis of Eastern philosophy. The idea is that the universe is made up of heaven, which represents universal principle and order, earth, which is the source of the material world, and humanity, which is born with the combined energy of those two. It's a highly abstract theoretical framework. It focuses almost entirely on the innate attributes of these elements, and the ultimate goal is just achieving perfect harmony between them.
But now, contrast that with Samgye, or the 3 realms. This is where Daesun thought takes the stage and completely changes the game. It takes those exact same 3 elements, heaven, earth, and human, but treats them as a substantive, working machine. We're not just talking about abstract ideas anymore. These are literal, physical realms with very specific operating principles. And crucially, unlike the traditional view, these realms are constantly interacting directly with the divine world.
Moving on to Section 2, Donghak's 3 talents, or Samjae.
Let's look at Donghak thought first, just to see how it builds on that traditional concept to create something incredibly personal and honestly revolutionary for its time. The heavens are my heart, the earth is my heart, and people are my heart. This quote brilliantly captures Donghak's innovative, immanent view of God. Basically, heaven isn't some distant domain way up in the clouds. It actually resides right here, inside human beings. It takes all those traditional elements and anchors them entirely in human subjectivity. So heaven, earth, and humans aren't separate, isolated little boxes. They are totally integrated and fundamentally connected by a single energy. Because of this, the harmony of the entire universe relies entirely on human subjective practice. We are essentially the center point that balances the entire world order.
Let's jump to Section 3, Daesun's 3 realms, or Samgye.
So Donghak internalizes the universe. But what happens when these abstract concepts are transformed into concrete reality? Well, Daesun thought pivots hard right here. It turns those 3 elements into literal, functioning gears of a cosmic machine. The Samgye is a substantial world system with a very concrete structure. It's not just symbolic. What's more, it interacts really closely with the world of gods. And dynamically, this entire system is meant to be an object of opening, which means it's destined to undergo a profound transformation and innovation.
Which brings us to Section 4, the substantive Samjae system.
Let's actually look under the hood of this cosmic machine to see how the system is put together. Rather than just a single unified circle where everything blurs into one abstract energy, we have distinct building blocks. This represents an independent, yet totally organically connected system. Each block acts as part of a massive overarching universal structure heavily influenced by the divine realm sitting right at the center of it all.
Each one of these realms has its own distinct operating principles. The heavenly world runs on heavenly law and is home to spiritual beings. The earthly world provides the material foundation, the natural realm, and the human world is governed by social order and history. They're separate gears for sure, but they turn together in harmony, heavily guided and influenced by the divine world to keep that cosmic order intact.
And this perfectly illustrates the cosmological timeline in Daesun thought. The universe isn't just a static painting hanging on a wall. It moves linearly. It goes from a state of total chaos and confusion to a diagnostic phase where the underlying problems are actually identified, followed by a massive gaebyuk or opening, which is this radical, thrilling transformation of the three worlds, until it finally arrives at the establishment of a completely new order.
Section 5. Renovating the universe, also known as Samgye Gongsa.
Now, this brings us to a wildly ambitious, action-oriented concept. Because if the universe is a literal machine, and that machine is in chaos, what do? You fix it. You completely renovate it. Enter the concept of Samgye Gongsa. This is presented as a literal, comprehensive, real-action process of renovating all three worlds, directly overseen by the Supreme God. The ultimate, absolutely staggering goal here is transitioning the entire universe from a state of opposition and conflict into a permanent state of coexistence.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. This new world is not about copying what others have made, but about creating something new. The supreme being of the three worlds essentially steps in with divine authority to totally reorganize both the divine world and our earthly reality, all to create an entirely unprecedented paradigm. It is a complete cosmic overhaul. Finally, Section 6. Comparing Samjae and Samgye. Let's bring all of this together and directly compare these two incredible worldviews. While Donghak modernized the traditional Eastern view by putting heaven inside the human heart, really leaning into that abstract harmony, Daesan took a dramatically different path. Daesan built a substantive, systematic structure. Where Donghak's mention of divine interaction is relatively weak, Daesan places direct divine action at the very center of its entire system. It basically integrates a more Western sense of structural reality with Eastern attributes to build a fully interconnected, functional cosmic system. It's a profound shift in perspective, isn't it? We move from simply trying to achieve some internal, abstract harmony to actually understanding the universe as a complex, interconnected machine. And if this machine is actively undergoing a divine renovation, moving out of chaos into a brand new order of coexistence, well, it leaves us with one massive question to chew on. What is your role in that new world order? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this helped map out these incredible worldviews for you.